Good evening, everyone.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Let's just keep saying that, even though it drove a viewer away last week.
Don't care.
We had a comment after the fact in the show, and they said you lost me at Happy Thursday. But Thursdays are happy for no other reason than we're here together doing this with our amazing audience.
We're happy to be here, so we're going to keep saying it.
Right, and this is the 73rd time that we're doing this. So it's Audience Appreciation Night. This is always wildly popular. Tonya's using a different deck if you want to show.
Yes. So tonight I will talk a little bit about this after we get through some of the housekeeping. But tonight we'll be using the Oracle of the Seven Energies. This is another Collette Baron-Reid deck. I love her decks. They're also beautifully illustrated. The energy of them is great. I'll tell you a little bit about it in a minute.
So different look to the cards, different kinds of themes, and so change it up a little bit. This is the fourth one we've done now. It's quickly become extremely popular. We know everybody's excited. Right, housekeeping. Last Thursday, we want to thank everyone who tuned in to see La Paca Kapa Nui.
Yes, what a fun show.
Yeah, and the honor of being told stories by a master storyteller.
Absolutely.
I am a storyteller, and wow, just amazing. He's absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it, go back and see it. Sunday night, we did 2 hours with Howie Odell on the Rift Network, and Howie was nice enough to host us, and he kind of put you on the spot a little, I think, with full faith in your abilities, but he was at a very haunted location, and he asked you what you saw, and his response was, wow, wow, wow. Later in the night, you checked in with more information you couldn't have possibly known. Got that. So if you watch that, go to the Rift Network or go to Howie's page. You can go to the Into the Outer Realms page. You can see it, though, but it's the Orion Effect on the Rift Network. So go to the Orion Effect page. And then Howie did a follow-up on Monday. He did a Facebook Live where more things that Tonya had predicted actually came true. So let's see here. So let's come in. Craig, hello.
Hi,
Collette,
Craig.
hi. April, hey. Ronald, hello. Guys, ask for a reading if you want one. So Ronald was actually the first one who asked for one, but come on down in. I know all you folks. Oh, right, Craig. That's also part of the housekeeping. My Three Beards podcast t-shirt, courtesy of Redbubble. Our brothers of the beard. We're getting closer and closer. It takes a team to do this stuff and do it well. Craig, of course, is part of the RTC, the Red Thread Collective, sporting this t-shirt with pride. You can get them at Redbubble along with a lot of other merchandise. And while you're there, stop by the iTor, I-T-O-R store, and get yourself some Into the Outer Realms merchandise. So there we go. Hello to Lori. Hello, Cousin Maria.
Hi, Maria. Hi, Lori.
Collette would like a reading. I'm going to have to make sure I get all of these. April, Collette, yes, please. Okay, folks, we're going to roll the intro. And please, Angelina, I'm so glad you could make it. Our thoughts and prayers and healing are with you. Let's roll the intro. When we come back, please just ask for a reading. We'll get you on the list. And then in the meantime, you're going to jump right in because it's going to be a fun night. There exists a realm beyond our wildest dreams, a realm beyond reality that the gatekeepers and guardians have always told us consists of nothing but tricks of the eye, weather balloons, swamp gas, sand cranes, fairy tale myths of monsters, crackpot conspiracy theories, and desperate cries for attention.
We know this realm exists, and it's just beyond the horizon, the preset path, the well-worn walkways where the cynics want us to stay.
Instead, give this a listen. Put on your headphones, adjust your volume, close your eyes, and fasten your mental seatbelts because the twilight-tinged turnoff from reality's alluring highway is looming just ahead.
We're about to leave the plane of the easily explained, the couldn't possibly be's, and the no way I just saw what I saw's, for the spaces and places where everything is possible, and if you stay long enough, even probable. We're about to take a journey into the outer realms.
Alrighty, the chat room was blowing up during that interlude. One thing I want to say, when we do these readings, those of you who've been with us before, sometimes we have some party crashers, some interlopers. I am on it, so keep your energy positive. Just focus on the readings, supporting each other and their readings. I think every reading we all learn something from. There's a little micro message for all of us and the macro for the reader. Exactly. So April, thank you. She said she loves the intro music by our son, Jeremy, who's playing guitar for a new musical in New York for a couple weeks. He's going to be on the road this month. So thanks for supporting him. Why don't you go ahead and start, and then I'll just go down and create lists. So Ronald is the first on the list.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say about this deck, what I really like about it is that it taps into, it is called the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and it's called that because it's tapping into the sacred number 7, and also into the 7 major energy centers that we all have, or the 7 chakras. Some of you may know them as the chakras. So each of the cards is aligned with one of the 7 energy centers. So that kind of adds another layer to what the card has to say, which I really like. So Ronald, let's start with you. I have already shuffled the deck to clear it. Ronald, I'm getting 5 for you. So and as always, I apologize to our radio audience. Can't see and has to listen to all the shuffling.
Speaking of which, that's every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. on Radio. Our good friend Ronald is here. This is the first card for him. There you go.
Okay. Now, as always with Oracle cards, and many of you already know this, but sometimes the cards are going to sort of have a very literal meaning. Sometimes it's going to be more of a metaphorical meaning. Sometimes the picture on the card is literally talking about something. And Ronald, in your case, that is what's happening with this particular card. So Ronald, you and I have had conversations before about a particular mirror in your house. This card is called Smoke and Mirrors. And oftentimes the card is really a metaphor for seeing through the illusion of this reality or seeing through the Maya. But for you today, this card is talking about literally this mirror that you and I have had conversations about. And I feel like it's, as you can see, a source of some energies coming in to your home. I would recommend, and you and I are going to talk soon, just the two of us, and I would recommend covering that mirror as I have recommended for you in the past. So I am going to take another look and just grab a couple of other things off of here for you. Another thing I'm getting, Ronald, for you with this card is as the energies are coming in through the mirror, they're making noises like knocks. Like I'm hearing like knocks on a wall, like one tap or knock kind of sound like that. And then another one here and then sort of another one there. So if you are hearing this, Ronald, definitely, if it's bothering you, cover the mirror because it's just really a charged portal. I mean, look at all the energy coming out of there right now. It's a very charged portal for you right now. And I would really like to see you do that. And you and I will talk about it next time you and I talk together. So there you go.
Okay, Collette.
Collette, for you, I get 4. So hold on. And I seem to be shuffling challenged today for some reason. There we go. Okay. Give give me just a minute. I want to take a really good look at this card. There's a lot happening on this card for you, Collette, and I want to kind of keep the energy flowing here. So, and I apologize because I can see that the light is really bouncing off of this card, making it a little bit challenging to see.
Let's just go ahead. We'll be a little dark,
There
but the cards will look better.
Yeah, the cards will look better. So the card, Collette, is called Shining Through. Depicted on the card is this big, beautiful flower sort of opening up. This particular card is in alignment with the throat chakra energy center. And this card is really speaking about speaking your truth, but in a creative kind of a way. And when I look at this card, I'm actually seeing like paint on canvas. So I don't know if that's like a literal thing in terms of you. Maybe you are painting. Maybe you are thinking about painting. Or maybe it's just symbolically saying, find an outlet for creative expression. What is your outlet for creative expression right now? That's all throat chakra energy. But if you look, and I wish they were showing up a little bit better, the colors on this are so rich and so deep. And then you have all this beautiful energy coming out. That is you. That is just that, your authenticity shining through whatever creative outlet it is that you choose. So a lot of times in our lives, we may feel a little stagnant. We may tend to feel a little blocked if we don't have some sort of outlet for creativity. And that's what this card is suggesting for you. I really feel like you've been thinking about starting some kind of a project if you haven't already. But if you haven't, that's what this card is really suggesting would be a wonderful thing for you right now.
Okay, so you're going to do a reading for Akhona, Akona. I apologize if I mispronounced that. And let's go through while you're doing that. Thank you, April. April says we both look great.
Thank you.
Ronald says Happy Canada Day. So any of our listeners on the radio, we're also, besides ERT Radio, on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Friday nights, we're on Patriot Radio, 8 p.m. on Friday nights. And also, of course, our viewers, you can make your own judgment about how we look. Mark and Renee, Eddie are in next rooms each other and separate, having a love fest. So that's great.
I love it.
We love both of you. And great responses to the cards already. Angelina loved the pictures in the cards. Renee, the cards are gorgeous. And Ronald, this is a nice oracle deck. So again, this is the Oracle of the Seven Energies. Collette, Baron-Reid. You can get a deck for yourselves. Ready?
Yes, and the name Akona, and I apologize if
I
I'm
think
not
you got that better than I did.
Pronouncing it correctly, but Akona for you. I have Tender Embrace, and depicted on the card are two beautiful, almost like cosmic-looking elephants embracing with their trunks, and there are all these stars and butterflies around. But when I look at this card, it really is, first of all, this card is in alignment with the heart center, the heart energies. And that, of course, that energy center is all about compassion, caring, empathy. And for you, I see that at this time, you are a great source of support and compassion. You really, I get a sense of you helping someone through something right now. But over and above that, I get a sense of that's just kind of who you are. It might even be part of what you do as a career, but offering support, encouragement, helping people through difficult times. This is who you are. It's one of your archetypes. And you are certainly offering that support for somebody, and it's very important for them at this time. So thank you for being such a light in the world and helping others in the way that you do. Continue doing what you're doing, and please know that the help and support that you're giving, whoever this individual is very, very appreciated and very needed at this time.
April said she collects elephants. I do too. As an actor, elephants with the trunk up is a symbol of good luck. So since high school, one of the first gifts I ever got you was some small stone elements. So we have a whole collection of the elephants. Just real quick, Collette says, thanks, Tonya. Doing more gardening, getting sort of taking the garage down because it's falling apart. and that's their project for the moment. So there you go.
Awesome. And the flower on the card could represent your gardening as well. But whatever it is, just finding that creative outlet.
Okay, so April.
April.
Guys, this is a good time to announce that April is going to be on the show. I know the date by heart. It's November 4th. It's my 53rd birthday. We're so excited to have April. April has Naturally April. Check out her Facebook page. Sensitive, a true person of light and love, keeps her candle lit. And she's going to be talking to us about a whole bunch of stuff. She lives in a haunted house that she grew up in, and now she lives in again. Fun. It's going to be a great episode, and what a great way. So... Trunk down for fertility. We're well past that stage. But for anybody else who's trying to, I didn't know that. So, okay.
Okay. So, April, you have the Time Machine card. And the card is number 3. It is in alignment with the root chakra, root energy center, and those energies have a lot to do. Of course, the element of those energies is the earth, and they have a lot to do, as I'm sure you probably know, with survival. So what this card is talking about for you, April, is going back and sort of looking at your past and understanding where maybe certain patterns have started for you. Certain patterns, we all develop patterns. Usually we have a lot of patterns developed by the time we're even 5 years old. So a lot of patterns, behavior patterns, emotional patterns, things like these that we have, just going back and just sort of from an observer point of view, right? Not getting sucked into the drama of it, but just from an observer's point of view, looking back over your life and observing different patterns that have arisen for you. This is a time for you to rewrite your story. It's a time for you to look at your story and go, yeah, I see those patterns. I see where those patterns have maybe played out in my life, or maybe they have started, but also I see where I could begin new patterns for myself. Sometimes it's about starting patterns that serve you a little more, supporting yourself, taking care of yourself, letting go of some of those old patterns, and knowing that we can be the observer of our story and not always have to get sort of pulled into the drama of the story. So that's what this card is. This is a great time for you. It's a great time of self-exploration, a great time of really remaking yourself is the word that they're giving me, recreating yourself. This is a fabulous time for you. So I'm very excited. But figuring out where we're going often means going back and looking where we came from. So that's what this card is talking about for you, April.
There you go. So Chassie's going to be next. In the meantime, I'm going to put this up here and read it. I collect elephants as well and see them in real life in Kenya. You can go ahead and prep.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Chassie?
Yes. Elephants are a free spirit. Come and go as they please. If you have an ornament of an element, always face it towards a door or a window. I'm learning a lot about elephants tonight. We may have to reorient some of ours. April says, thank you. Blessings. I agree. She is absolutely a dynamo, April, and we're happy to have her in our life.
Okay, so a lot of very cool stuff going on in this card. I laugh because sometimes the card's so literal, like they're often just symbolic or metaphorical, but when they're so literal, I kind of have to chuckle. And Chessie, I'm just wondering if you do tea readings, if you read tea leaves, because this card, the card itself is the Oracle's gift, and this particular card is in alignment with the third eye energy centers. Of course, that has to do with a psychic ability, intuition. But when I look at this, I just see like tea leaves, like I see someone reading tea leaves, and I'm just wondering if that's something you do, something you've thought about perhaps. But in any event, if it's only showing up as a symbol for you, it means that you have, you're working on developing your psychic ability right now. It's strengthening. You came into this world, with a fair amount of natural ability, as we all do. But, as I always say, some people have more athletic ability, some people have more musical ability, and some people come in with more psychic ability. And I feel like you were certainly one of those people, very empathic, I get from you. So just keep doing what you're doing, trust your intuition. And you may, if you don't already, want to consider looking into learning how to read tea leaves because I'm getting that very strongly.
She says that she doesn't, but maybe give it a try.
Yeah, I'm getting it for you, so you may want to look into it because I have a feeling that you would be very, very natural at it, very good at it. I've tried it, and I got to tell you, I've never had any luck at it, but some people are brilliant at it. Lori's here with us tonight. I know Lori's tried it. She's very good at it, but give it a try because I think you'll...
Okay, Angelina is next on the list. Folks, I know there was a mini panic in the room. Everything comes in so fast, I may see one name before I see another, but I promise we'll get to everyone, so it's not a strict sort of first come, first serve. But no worries, we're going to take care of everybody, especially our dear friend who's going through a hard time right now. So Angelina is up next. Michael, yes, we are doing readings. I put you down on the list, sir. Welcome.
Hi, Michael. Okay.
We're still here. Tanya's just putting a
I'm
little
sorry.
thought into it. Got to keep in mind the radio audience.
I know. I'm so sorry. Dead air. Sometimes I just get pulled into the card and there's so much going on. It takes me a minute to interpret it all. Angelina, the card that I get for you is called a Merry Motive. Hold that.
There you go. Right there.
Thank you. So this card is in alignment with the solar plexus energies, and the solar plexus is all about identity, self-actualization, will. And this card, though, is really, I just got pulled into the beauty of this card because when I look at it, first of all, it has this real feeling of a summer night, a midsummer night dream kind of feeling to it. Depicted on the card is sort of a clothesline, and hanging on the clothesline are these shining stars. And then off back in the distance, you can see this sort of magical, mystical woods. But when I look at those stars, I just think of the song, Catch a Falling Star and Put It in Your Pocket. I think that's what's going on here. But this card is really talking about going within yourself. Now is a time for you to slow down and really go within yourself and really think about what are those dreams, wishes, and desires that you have. They are going to come true for you. As long as you can be still, as long as you can come to a place of love and compassion for yourself, which I really, knowing you, believe that you are. I think that you are doing all of these things. So what I'm going to say is this is a magical, very magical time. This is an opportunity for you to slow down, take care of yourself, go inside and really think about what is it that you want moving forward with your life. Whatever it is, if you go forward with intention, send it out to the universe. It's going to come to you. So this is a very positive card for you. And because it has such a summer vibe for me, I'm going to say over these next few months, over these summer months, this is the time for you to really get in touch with all of this. So there you go, my friend.
Okay. Next is Lori.
Okay.
Michelle, we love to hear readings from other people too. If you would like to have a reading, just let us know. And please ignore, we're trying to stay on top of that. So, yeah, we took care of that. So just please ignore that. Angelina said she does a lot of prayer and deep meditation.
Wonderful. And this is absolutely the time for it. So, Lori, the card for you is Beautiful Uncaging. And this particular card is actually in alignment with the sacral chakra energies, which have to do, as you know, with relationships. And this is all about letting go. You can see here depicted on the card is a heart, and there's a lock on the front of the heart, and inside is a person who I feel what the card is saying is that, sometimes we can lock ourselves inside our own emotions. And because this is sacral chakra stuff, it's talking talking about relationships. It's really talking about cutting ties that bind with old relationships, letting go of some old things. You know, we can create a prison for ourselves with our own emotions that have to do with, you know, ties, energetic ties in relationships. So this card is about letting go. There's some great visualizations that you can do. There's a wonderful meditation practice called Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian practice that you can do to visualize and let go of those old ties and let people go. But you are doing the work is the message here. You are doing it, and it's really important work for you. It's part of your sort of your dharma at this time. You've come here to work through this karma, this particular these particular energies. So good work. Keep doing the good work. Keep loving yourself. Keep you know, forgiving yourself and forgiving others and letting go. And it's a beautiful card for you.
Okay,
So,
cousin
next?
Maria.
Maria.
Sorry, the chat room and all is keeping me extremely busy tonight. Okay. Maria, and then Renee, Michael, and Michelle. Just to, I'll let everybody know so that you're not concerned that I'm missing you.
Okay.
Okay, Lori said spot on. As always, love you. Thank you. Okay.
Righty. Sorry, I'm just looking at the card. Depicted on the card is this lovely young woman. Well, she's really a little girl. I don't know why I said young woman. She's kind of mermaid-esque. I don't know why I think that, but I kind of get some mermaid qualities. She's got her hand on her heart, and there are stars falling all around her. There's a beautiful night sky behind her and stars falling all around. She's in deep meditation. To me, actually, she has both hands on her heart, and they are, I didn't notice that, grasping a star. This, to me, is really about getting in touch with, again, with your inner self, but quieting down, listening. This particular card is in alignment with the third eye energy center. And so what I'm going to say this card is saying for you, Maria, is right now, and I think we've talked about this before, and this is continuing for you, is an excellent time of expanding your intuitive abilities, really going quiet, going within yourself, meditating. I get a lot of meditation on this for you, a lot of stillness, really stepping into your own in terms of beginning to trust your own intuition and beginning to trust, you know, the information that you're able to tune into and receive. It's a beautiful card. I also see in this card the way the little girl is meditating. She's holding this star close to her heart. I see you again having a daily practice of sending healing out to the world and out to people that you care about. This card speaks to me of a daily practice of sending out prayer as some kind of energy. It might be Reiki that you're doing, but thank you. Thank you for the light and the love that you're sending and the healing that you're sending out to the world.
Cousin Maria.
Yes.
Yeah, so cousin Maria and I, a grandmother and great-grandmother, respectively, very powerful healers in the neighborhood. I found out 3 of my 4 great-grandmothers. Maria was the one that told me about one specifically, for which I was very grateful. And so I'm not at all surprised. Not at all surprised. Maria was an educator for a really long time. Now she has a travel agency. And she is very inspiring to me for reasons I'm not going to share with the audience, but she is a super, and so had a lot to overcome, and she's overcome it and thrived. Collette says the door is still slamming. So Collette works at a warehouse for a certain international delivery company. We're not going to do a free commercial for them. They're doing fine on their own. But she has doors that shut in sequence every 15 minutes or so on a Thursday night, which is great because it's when we have our show. It's pretty cool. So she's giving us an update. We have seen pretty terrific video.
Oh yeah, we so appreciate you sharing those with us.
Our new friend James is here tonight.
James.
This really is odd. So James, as he's sharing with the audience, he's had psychic type experiences he's shared. We met him through the Orion Effect. He joined. He asked terrific questions. Wonderful to have you here, James. If you do decide you want a card reading, or if you're just here to visit, just let us know. But next on the list is Renee Eddy.
Renee.
I'm adding James to the list.
Okay. Okay, so this is funny because you mentioned earlier that Mark and Renee were flirting.
They were. I love it.
And the card that I pulled for Renee is called the glare again, the Rose's Kiss. And depicted on the card is a rose opening up, and there's a lovely little ladybug on there. But really, this card is in alignment with the heart chakra energies, which is, of course, all about love, compassion. It can be about romantic love. It can be about unconditional love. But this particular card is leans more toward, in your case, romantic love. And just, I really get a strong sense of a connection and just a sense of you feeling in love. You have a very open heart. And the way they show it to me is almost like energetically, with each beat of your heart, there's sort of like this pulse of energy. I don't know. I haven't had the opportunity to meet you in person yet, but I would bet.
Renee?
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Oh,
we
did.
autographed a book for her. You met her at the 2019 Mothman
We
Festival.
did.
Seems forever ago.
That was so long ago that I'm so sorry. Yes, I did. And now I can say with surety that when people are in your presence, there's this pulse of energy that comes out from your heart center. People can feel it. They may not always necessarily understand what it is, but it's that kind of thing where if you've ever been around somebody and it just like immediately you get calm when you're around them. And it has something to do with their energy frequency. And for you, it's coming directly from your heart. You are just such a loving, caring person. But this is also, I think, came up for you just to reinforce the romance that you have going on with Mark and just to kind of give a shout out to that. So a little bit of fun there too.
Yeah, and I have to say, Renee's energy is wonderful. She makes funny Facebook posts that make me laugh. I look forward to seeing them. Michael
Giannetti?
No, Michael Sanchez.
Michael Sanchez. Sorry, Michael Sanchez.
There he is. He was visited by 3 aliens. We can see 3 aliens and raise you one interdimensional being. But in all honesty, 2009, we had a interdimensional experience. So I say, welcome, fellow traveler. Welcome, fellow contactee. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you. So, Michael, the card that I pulled for you is a card called, and again, I'm sorry, the glare, Ears Wide Open.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, and depicted on the card is a sort of a fox owl hybrid. If you ask me, it has the face of a fox, but the way the ears come up look more like the tufts on an owl's head. And if I get it really close enough, you might be able to see there's some energy coming up toward the ears of the fox owl here. And what this card is really talking about for you, Michael, is that you're a receiver of frequencies. You're very receptive and perceptive. And right now, Spirit is really talking to you, particularly your spirit guides. So I'm going to say, really pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities and the symbols that are coming in for you now. They're actually showing me a feather. I don't know if they're like using that as a symbol for, a lot of times people's guides will talk to them through feathers, but I feel like for you, you're literally going to be finding feathers. And that's going to be a sign for you that your guides are around. I almost kind of feel like, too, the owl has meaning for you, not just that, owls, of course, are very perceptive animals, but that it's a totem animal for you as well. You have those sort of qualities of being nocturnal, of being kind of in between the worlds. That's a little bit what this card is about as well. So you are very intuitive, very perceptive, and very much in touch with guidance from the other side in your spirit guides. So continue doing that and just keep listening and paying attention to the signs.
Okay. Let's see. So Renee says, thank you. That was spot on. A circle on a bigger circle, worshiping space circles. All you need is love. That's nice. That's awesome.
I love it.
Okay, so we're getting a couple Yes, Christina, absolutely. You can have a reading. We're getting a couple questions, not strictly card based, but we'll have time after we get through the card readings for Brent and James. Although you will do one for James.
Okay.
So we'll try to welcome for tuning in. Christine's tuning in from YouTube, so I have a growing YouTube audience, which is nice. So,
Hi,
but
Christina.
no, next is Michelle Williams. Our good
Hi,
friend from
Michelle.
North Carolina joined us many, many times at the web, which I don't know if we've mentioned, but the web is closing for good. It will no longer be a library fairly soon.
Yeah, we're very sad about
and we've
that.
had on good authority that a lot of the spirits and ghosts have already found new homes as it's changed. Michael said, thank you. It was spot on. I see feathers a lot lately. Cool. Very powerful totem. Okay, so for Michelle, and like I said, Brent and James will address your other things soon.
Okay, so Michelle. Now, this kind of happened last time we did this, and it was amazing. I kept drawing the same cards, no matter how many times I shuffled them for different people. And I have drawn once again the Oracle's Gift, which is the card with the teacup depicted on it. For you, Michelle, I am not seeing you reading tea leaves. I'm getting a completely different meaning, which is, of course, the whole purpose of the Oracle cards, right? For you, when I look at the Oracle's Gift, what I'm really seeing is taking this time for yourself. Like I'm seeing the teacup as like self-care, like literally maybe sipping tea, but certainly quieting down, slowing down, taking time to meditate. But self-care is really what I'm getting. It's giving me another word, Michelle, and the word is boundaries. So they're talking about, and I know you well enough to know that this is true. You do a lot. You always want to do a lot for other people. Slow down. And it's okay to say no. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. I like the analogy of like when you're on an airplane and the oxygen mask come down, you have to put yours on first. And so this card is really saying, slow down. Seriously, get some tea. Like take a hot bath, enjoy a cup of tea. I don't care what it is. If you don't like tea, it doesn't matter. Just do something that you enjoy that involves slowing down, creating some boundaries. It is okay to say no, put yourself first and take care of yourself because you need this. And Michelle, they keep showing me your feet. I'm not sure what's happening around your feet, but whatever the self-care is, I'm going to say it's going to involve putting your feet up, taking care of your feet. But there's something going on with your feet. So let me know what that is. If you want to, you don't have to do it here publicly, of course, if you don't want to.
Okay, before we move on to James's reading. Oh, so Michael says, I had a dream the other night that I walked with a brown bear. He shook my hand. Brown bear is very powerful medicine for me. Major totem. I love it. But you.
Yeah, so no, I was just going to say, wonderful. Pay attention to your dreams because your spirit guides are definitely talking to you now and always, but particularly now through your dreams, it's coming in with a lot more clarity. If you don't already have the book, Michael, Animal Speak, it's by Ted Andrews. Yeah. It's available pretty much in any major bookstore. You can get it on Amazon. Animal Speak, it has all the messages that animals are bringing when they're showing up in our dreams, when they're showing up at odd times. I highly recommend that book for you right now. You are going places in terms of helping people. So all of this information that's coming in for you is coming in for you because part of your path, your life path, is to help other people in a similar way that I do. You can offer some kind of guidance, some support, some comfort for other people. That is part of your path. So thank you for showing up in life and doing that.
And dragons. Dragons are. I write books about dragons. I have dragon totems everywhere. Michael, it's so nice to meet you. Feels like another fellow traveler.
Yes, absolutely.
Another
Thank you for coming.
Traveler in the realms. He also said that he pays attention to signs all the time. We've done shows about that. Michelle says, spot on. My husband was listening. He's amazed and reaffirmed what you said. My feet are causing me major issues because of my back. Okay, so there we go. So very practical advice too. Ronald's also been having bear dreams. Oh, brown spiders, huge spiders. Our sons would hate that. But actually, spider is shamanic, builds networks, webs, connections. It's another great totem.
Yeah.
So
spider's story weaver, isn't he?
Michael says, I have stories. I know he's friends of April and Craig. Michael, if you want to instant message us or at my page, Joey Medea, here on Facebook, let's talk about that. Maybe have you on the show as a fellow traveler, and you can talk about your experiences. So please get in touch with us. Audience Appreciation Night. We get a chance to slow down and really talk with the audience. So we have 2 more card readings on the list, and then there's a couple of, if you would do some mediumship, a little bit of mediumship for a couple of people.
Sure.
Okay, so for James,
Okay.
our new friend James. Again, Tanya's looking at the card.
Looking at the card.
No, it's okay. I'm happy to do it.
Dead air. So, okay. James, the card that I have pulled for you, I know you can't see it because of the glare, but it's called Great and Full. Depicted on the card is a golden chalice. It has handles that kind of look like wings on either side of it. It's so filled with wine that the wine is kind of splashing out. And of course, all around are these beautiful stars, which really are a recurring, I love that they're a recurring theme in this deck, but they show up on each card as sort of a different, with a different meaning, of course. The first thing, though, interestingly, I have a whole separate message that I got with this card, but I can't help but notice all these little sort of balls of light on the card intermingled with the stars, and I keep thinking of orbs. I'm actually seeing you somewhere I don't know. This rarely happens, so this is kind of fun for me. I'm just going on the journey. I'm seeing you in a sort of a dark room or a dark space, and there are just like these orbs kind of everywhere. So if this is not something that has happened for you yet, I'm gonna guess that you're gonna be, I don't know if you're gonna be doing paranormal investigation. If you do paranormal investigation, but I'm seeing you in a dark room, or like I say, a dark space. It kind of feels like a big room. It's very dark, and there's just like these orbs everywhere, kind of floating around, flying around. It's completely separate from.
He's headed to Deadwood, South Dakota,
Well,
a very haunted space.
Well, be on the lookout for some orbs, because I'm seeing them everywhere. So that's very different than how these cards normally work for me. So I find that really interesting, because the other message that I really had for you from this card is that this is a really wonderful time for you. That, first of all, I want to say too that this card is in alignment with the root chakra energies. Root chakra is, again, all about survival instincts, survival in the sense of, the basic needs that we all have, like food, clothing, shelter, connections, family, those sorts of things. But it's really showing me that you have a sense of your cup being full. Like, you understand that you have a lot in your life to be grateful for. I kind of get a sense of like there maybe been some challenges for you. You've been able to overcome the challenges, but you're really coming into a place in your life now where you're really feeling like you have this, full cup abundance coming in for you. It feels very good. Trust your instincts is another message that I'm getting, which isn't necessarily associated with this card. This is crazy how this one's working for you. I love it. But I'm getting trust your instincts and stay alert and I think this is connected to the Deadwood. Just stay alert, trust your instincts, but at the same time, do a daily practice, completely unrelated to Deadwood, but just in general, do a daily practice of gratitude if you don't already. They're talking about some kind of, I'm going to use the word prayer because I don't have a better word for it, because that's what this feels like, but like a daily prayer practice of gratitude. But just whatever it is, you could keep a gratitude journal. You could just spend a few moments in gratitude for all the wonderful things that you have in your life. But they're really talking strongly about that for you. And more abundance is coming your way. Your guides are watching you right now, and they're saying, hey, he's really done a good job of overcoming a lot of these challenges. I don't know what these challenges are that they keep mentioning to me, and it doesn't matter. What matters is that you overcame them and that you're doing great. And I feel like you feel stronger now, that you have a stronger sense of self. And one last message that they keep saying, trust, trust, trust. So really, really trust yourself, trust your instincts. You are on the right path. So
Excellent.
very, very good for.
There's a discussion in the chat room that I want to go back and kind of take step by step. It's very nice, but something to talk about.
Okay.
But Christine is right now the last one on the list for reading.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that. And then Brent has a couple of questions. James has a question more of a, mediumship kind of thing, but I want to address before we do that. But we have time to do everything. Folks, if we missed anyone, I apologize. There's so much going on in the chat room tonight. If you want a reading and I missed you, please just let us know and we'll prioritize that. Everyone's getting to know each other. I love it.
I love it too. So I don't use this deck as much as I use the Enchanted Map deck, and they're really showing me a new aspect of their personality tonight, because I'm kind of having a similar thing happen for Christine that I just had happen for James, which is sort of a dual thing going on with the card, which is lovely. So the card is called, and again, I apologize, that bottom part is hard to get on there. Body and Soul, and depicted on the card are 2 lily pads, and on one of the lily pads is a lotus flower, and on the other is a dragonfly, and then there's this energy kind of coming off the top. This card is really about the connection, of mind, body, spirit, and it's a card that wants to remind you that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. You are not a physical body with a spirit. It's completely the opposite. So you're a spiritual being having a physical experience, and don't forget to stay in touch with your spirit and your higher self. Meditation is a good way to do that. This card is also showing me that you are kind of opening up. To me, the lotus flower is kind of representing, and usually the crown chakra is represented as 1,000-petaled lotus. But I'm actually seeing your third eye beginning to open up a little bit. I'm seeing you becoming a little more aware, noticing energies, noticing signs a little bit more. I'm also getting a grandmother around you. So I don't know if you have a grandmother who's recently passed or if your grandmother has passed, but there's a grandmother figure around you who's working with you. And I really feel like the dragonfly depicted on the card is indicating that this grandmother is showing up for you as dragonflies. And oftentimes our departed loved ones will show up as birds. They'll show up butterflies, dragonflies, but really spend time in meditation, feeling your connection to source, whatever that is for you, whether that's God, or the unified field, whatever it is for you.
Sorry, please ignore that. That snuck in there.
I didn't even see it. So
I wanted to give you this. Sorry.
Yep, no worries. So know that she is around you, and start paying attention when you see dragonflies. That's her way of coming through and letting you know that she's around. Because when I check in with you, Christina, I see a grandmother like right there with you. So oftentimes grandparents do choose to stay around and serve as our spirit guides. Michelle Williams can attest to that. Her grandparents are helping her all the time. In fact, one of the first readings I did for Michelle, her grandparents showed up very strongly. So that is what I'm getting, but just keep realizing that you are part of the divine. We all are. We're all an expression of source or God or whatever name you have for it. We are all an expression of that. So
okay, we got a little confusion going on. James, you were the previous card. James was the cup with the wine overflowing, correct?
Yes.
Right, so James, that was yours. Michael Sanchez, you're indicating that we missed your reading, but actually yours was the one with the ears and was that a marmoset?
Fox, I thought.
It was a fox, probably so.
Michael, I'll find and you can go back and play, but this, let me find it. So when you go back, you can see, good grief, where'd it go? Of course, it's going to be the last
right, yes, you can go back if we somehow, if there was some confusion, things are happening at a rapid pace.
Confusion. I'm going to find the part.
Wow, that's so odd. Yeah, while you're looking for that, Ronald's suggesting someone to everyone, which I think is very cool. anyone that has a tarot deck or an oracle deck, or there's confusion sometimes between tarot, oracle, where the lines are. But a deck, a 31-day, 1 card a day, look at it and read the meaning of the card. That's wonderful. I used to sleep with a card under my, it was a dream deck. That's what I'm saying. There's dream decks, there's oracle decks, there's classic tarot, there's theme tarot. You can do research and see what's right for you. So
exactly. So Michael, this was the card. This card was for you. So you can go back and listen.
Yeah, probably about around the 40-minute mark, I think. So, okay. So before we look at those, and again, folks, I apologize. I guess when you announce you're doing readings, the party crashers come in. So I apologize that I put one up on the screen, but I'm taking care of them. It's unsettling. Where was it here? Michael said, hold on. Sorry. Here we go. So Chassie said that we were so kind, which was very nice. Chassie asked if we have a tip jar. No, we don't. Tonya and I really subscribe to the belief that we do this as a service. So audience appreciation, especially, that's not why we're doing this. Building an audience, all of that kind of stuff. Michael said, I like the vibes in this chat. I think we're building a terrific community, or the community is building around us, which is wonderful. And that's, Ronald says they need one. We really don't. Yeah, we are not going to set up a PayPal, but that's okay. But thank you. We appreciate that. Collette says, then, love the show with Tonya and Joe. It's great. I'm glad to be part of the show. You've come a long way. We're learning all the time. It's our 73rd show now. Well done, you two. That's pretty wonderful. Now, Craig, it is in the chat room here. If you do legitimately want Into the Outer Realms merchandise, I think it's a pretty cool logo. If you think so too, go ahead and do that.
Thank you,
and we appreciate it. We get as Craig knows, because they do Redbubble, we get a few bucks per sale. But I just wanted to say that really the kind of the payment is its own reward very much. I mean, look at the chat room, just everybody. So let's see what we have here. Let's just get back here. Yes, he saw it. Okay, great. Michael's reading. Let's see here. I saw a man in my mind, Michelle, today, and then poof, gone. More and more reports all the time that these things are happening. They're coming to visit. We believe that they're by and large very, very positive. That's what I wanted to say too. Our job is really that this isn't darkness, doom. It's positive. The readings are positive. The guests are positive. We're very careful in the guests that we choose, educational, their spirit. We do have vampires coming up in October because it's Halloween. We are going to do our top 10 favorite haunted movies and books. We have L.A. Marzulli, who's going to talk about the Nephilim, which can be kind of dark, destructive, could explain a lot. They're part of the paranormal theory of everything. Keep a journal and meditate too, Lori says. See, that's why I love all this. Yeah. Yeah, get connected, folks, with each other and keep it going. Yeah, no cash tips. That's absolutely right. Oh, Lori got a t-shirt. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Send us a picture. We'll post it. And yeah, so sounds kind of cool. All right, guys. Our books are on Amazon. Roommates from Beyond, How to Live in a Haunted Home. And watch out for The Hallway. Michael, that's what we had. We had 4.
And peaceful.
And even though it was an abduction, because they didn't say, hey, would you like to come with us? So it was technically an abduction, but it was really contact. And my experiment was very psychological. Yours was physical, non-invasive. So yeah, we would love to have you on the show if you'd like to. Oh, there's Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Michael, if you want a reading, just let us know, and we can do that. But James was asking, do you get anything around a person named George at his workplace? And folks, again, for our radio audience, Tanya's concentrating, so there'll be a little
Yeah.
silence
Maybe a
while
little
she's
silence while I just kind of
checking
tune
in.
in. Um, So I will say I don't know if this is James, if this is the individual you're referring to. When I check in with you at your workplace, I get a gentleman, an older gentleman. When I say older, I mean older than me. Like maybe he's in his 60s. I don't know. He has gray hair, and he's a smoker. He is, in terms of his energy. There's what's the word I want to look for? Contemplative, I guess, would be the word. It seems like he spends a lot of time observing and thinking, and I can just kind of, that's just kind of how I see this individual that I get. I don't know if this is the George that you're wanting me to check in with. That's who I get when I check in at your work. There's an older gentleman, he smokes, he spends a lot of time watching and thinking. My sense of him is just as little interaction with that person, not because he's a bad person or anything, because I'm not going to say that that's what I'm getting. I'm just saying I don't think that there's a good blending of energies between the two of you, like completely different places as people. I know that's kind of really vague in general. That's all I'm getting, though. So I hope that helps.
Okay. For Michael, Brent asked, spirit guides named Bishop and Philip. Spirit guides named Bishop and Philip.
For Brent?
Yeah, well, Brent asked the question, so that's
Okay.
all he said. I'll put it up on the screen for you. How about spirit guides named Bishop and Philip?
So when I check in with spirit guides named Bishop and Philip, I see two. I don't even really see them as much as I kind of hear them and get a sense of like two spirit guides. At least one of them has a British accent, and they both have a really incredible sense of humor, and they're always kind of like one-upping each other with the humor. That's what I get around those two.
Okay, and Brent had a follow-up question. My wife Joan, who's lovely, we met her, and Brent and excuse me, I'm so sorry. Brent and Joan did a Peruvian whistle demonstration first. That was very profound. She had a very strange dream of a large statue of a white horse with steam coming out of its hooves. It was traveling west to east with canoes following behind it, all up in the sky.
Oh.
As it traveled across the sky, it got lower and lower, all of them as it headed east. What are your impressions of that dream?
My first impression of that dream, generally when I look at dreams, Brent, I'm sure as you and Joan do, I look at them, metaphorically and try to interpret like what is the unconscious, trying to say through this beautiful metaphor. But really, the sense that I get of this dream is it feels more prophetic. Certainly, the white horse is being used as a symbol for something, but what I would I feel like it's prophetic in some ways. So there's some messages in there that are sort of embedded in the metaphorical, but it's definitely and the words that I'm getting from my guides is like announcing an event, like something coming, something that's going to probably be in the sky, something that possibly is going to be moving from west to east. So I would encourage Joan, and this is what I do with my clients when I work with them on dream work. Go through the elements of the dream. So, white horse, and then you're just going to do like a free association, like what is a white horse? And just every adjective that comes up for you, you're just going to write it down. What is a white horse? What is, a canoe? And just sort of like word association until you get every word out of it that you can get. And then you have some really rich information to work with to see what those images are trying to convey. I hope that helps, but it doesn't feel like her unconscious throwing something up, as part of something that's going on in her life. It feels broader, more prophetic.
Okay, so Anna says that she's new. She'd like a general reading for the month of July, which just has started. I know you're very careful with this. You're not a medical intuitive, but she says she had a very stressful month in June with health. Do you feel this month is going to be better? So
Okay.
she'll also let us know we're winding down, but if you'd like a reading, we'll take care of that. And then we're going to do Sheila after Anna. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Anne, the card I have for you is called a Grand Symphony, and depicted on the card are these flowers that kind of open up and look like old Victrola. What would you call those? Like speakers. They're not really speakers, but you know what I'm trying to say. And floating around them are all of these hummingbirds. This card feels really good. It's also a card that's associated with the heart chakra energies. So I'm getting the sense that some of the health challenges that you recently went through are related to a release of some old energies that were hanging out still in your heart energy center, and this has been an opportunity for you to release some of that. So moving into July, I'm getting that you are going to start feeling a lot better. I'm still going to say take your time. There's no rose on the flower, but I'm still getting the phrase, stop and smell the roses. So really enjoy the, nature, the little things in life. Take time, but you are going to feel better. I also feel like the whatever you're going to call it. Somebody help me out. I need a word for these flowers. It's really giving me a symbol for the ears and around hearing, so that your hearing is going to, I don't know if part of your issues were related at all to your ears or like sinuses, but that's going to be opening up. You're going to literally be able to like hear better because your ears are going to be clearing up a little bit. But really just take your time, ease into things. You are really going to start to feel better. I'm kind of getting overall like more energy, and a reduction of pain is another thing that I'm sensing around that as well.
Right. So Lori was saying those flowers look like poppies, and then on a Victrola there's the or the trumpet, the ear trumpet. Those kinds of things. All working together. If you missed a reading, if you want to go back and look at your reading, if you want to look at this is always archived. I put it on my personal page, Joey Medea, but more importantly, it is on Into the Outer Realms. If you want to look at it, YouTube, because it just displays better rather than scrolling all the way down. To be honest, I go to YouTube when I need to find links to the shows to create for radio or to post them, send them to someone. You can do that. And I was thinking, better than a tip jar, page pal, all of that. If you like the show, if you like our guests, if you like our network of people that we work with, like Three Beards podcast, I feel like I'm on channel 13 during the fundraising drive. Really, the best thing you can do, especially in the current Facebook environment where these kinds of things are being pinched down a lot, is to share it. Shares really equal views more than anything else. So if you can share the show to people you think might, and spread the word, that's really the best thing. So Sheila would like a reading. Sheila, who dreamed of the web without knowing it was the web until she saw our book. So I always remember that. We're doing a special show in September with our very good friend Brian, who Tonya mentored. He's a very talented psychic medium. Brian has great stories to tell, and we're going to celebrate the Webb Memorial Library in September. So Michelle, Sheila, make sure you're there for that one. Michael says for a one-time donation, you can be a lifetime supporter. I'll tell you what, a one-time appearance in our audience, and we are forever grateful.
That's right. Okay, Sheila. So the card that I've drawn for you is called Exposed and Revealed. Don't worry about the title. Depicted on the card is a big eye in the sky. Makes me think of the old the song from the 80s, Eye in Sky. I can't think of who sang that right now.
Alan Parsons Project.
Parsons Project, of
I
course.
am the
How
eye
could
in
I
the sky.
forget that? So your card is an Alan Parsons Project song. It is a big eye in the sky, and there is all this sort of cosmic dust coming around, but really what this card speaks, it's associated with the solar plexus energies, and this card is really about identity and getting in touch with who you are. When I look at this card for you, I get a sense of you questioning yourself a lot. Here's how they show it to me. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You start to get a strong kind of sense of confidence in yourself. And then you start to question yourself. And then so then you take another step forward. Stop second guessing yourself. You do deserve, this is not coming from me. This is right from Spirit. This is the phrase, you do deserve nice things. I hope that has meaning for you. But that's what they're saying. It's almost like questioning whether or not you deserve to have certain things or certain success, and you do. So you need to let go of any old feelings of guilt or shame. Let that go. There's some wonderful practices and exercises, meditations that you can do, but you are worthy. You do deserve nice things, and just trust in yourself, trust that you are being guided, and believe that you're a beautiful person, because you are.
There you go. Just want to let you know, thank you all. We're going to close this session out. We want to thank you all for joining us. We have a father and daughter paranormal investigation team, and they're also hosts of Para America. They'll be on. We had the pleasure of being on their show last year, so we're glad to have them on. Sheila says, thank you, ma'am.
You are very welcome.
Michelle says in many ways. Let's see here. Charlotte Costa is going to be on, the host of California Haunting. So we're going to have some podcasters come on. Again, gratitude to what everyone's doing. Introduce them to our audience the way they've introduced us to theirs. You want to just click on these while I'm doing this?
Oh, what am I clicking on?
You're just clicking on each one so that they come up on the screen.
I never get to.
July 22nd is RTC Antarctica. Tonya and I are going to then do a show to wrap out July on multiple dimensions, the Mandela effect, and what might be going on here. Hi, David. Good evening. And thank you.
Yes, David. Hi.
Tanya's going to do readings again after that. Michael Giannetti is returning.
Yes.
Another alien contactee. And we're going to talk about good paranormal practices. We're going to talk about some Wiccan things. I think that's going to be a great show. Then we had a case recently in the Great Plains that was very interesting, done through remote viewing over the course of weeks. We're going to break that down anonymously, of course, to protect the family. But we're going to break that case down for you. And then I have a very special guest on August 26th. You're going to be on the road. Mm-hmm. And Craig Ansel is going to co-host with me, and we are going to be talking about alien hybrids, abductions, contactee. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to go back.
We're going to miss you.
I know,
but that's going to be a fun show. So thank you, everyone. We're working on the final for our big grant proposal. Is due soon. That's coming out well, and you have a very big announcement to close out the night.
Right. So we announced this, I think last week as well.
Without details.
Without details. I forgot about that part. So starting next week on July 7th, I will be available once again. It's been a long time since I've been available for in-person sessions, but I will be available for in-person sessions in Struthers, Ohio, for those of you who live in the area, at a place called Cindy's Spiritual Sanctuary. If you want to find out where that's at or get more details, just either just go on my I don't know why my brain just won't work right now. Go on my Facebook page, my Tonya Medea Medium page, and you can find details and information there, or just send me a message. My Facebook Medium page, the inbox is not working for some reason. So if you message me on Facebook through that page, I'm probably not going to see it. So go ahead and just email me at tonyamedea@gmail.com or call me. My phone number is on the page there. So thank you, everyone. This is always fun. We so appreciate your support.
Couple of bearded guys on August 26th. Beards only that night. At least on the hosting screen, it's going to be a fun show. Get to work with an RTC or 2 months in a row, which is very exciting. Did you say your website? Because someone was asking.
My website is www.tonyamedea.com. Very easy.
We really do appreciate all of you.
You guys.
Take care of each other. It was nice. Every week we're meeting new people. That's great. And again, please, if you feel so inclined, go ahead and share the show. We're not great about that kind of subscribe, all that kind of stuff. But tonight seems like a good, 3 beards. Absolutely right. So thank you all. And join us next week when we go into the Outer Realms, because
where the paranormal and the supernatural are just
the normal and the natural. Wow, it was a long, busy night, especially in the chat room. Forgive folks, the intruders who want to kind of wreck the vibe and the energy. I don't think they succeeded, but it certainly keeps us busy.
It keeps us on our toes.
This Wednesday night, please tune into Urch Radio at 10 p.m. and you are going to see our interview, I believe, with Stephen Intermal. From Buckland Museum of Witchcraft and Magic. I wore their new t-shirt last week. So, and hopefully we'll have him on again. Thank you all.
Thank you,
night.
everyone. Have a great night.